check. Hey, welcome Bulldog fans to this week's edition of The Coach's Couch, brought to you as always by Fisher National Bank. Don't forget all your banking needs. You go over to Fisher National Bank. Right here in Mahomet, they got branches in Champaign, Fisher, I don't know, a couple other places. Danville, I think.
Miami.
Hey, Miami's here. Welcome back, Miami. Glad you're here.
New jacket from Miami.
Yeah, thanks for wearing orange and blue tonight, Chad. He's too good for school. Hey, we've got a special week this week. We're going to highlight a ton of great seniors. It's senior week this week. But before we get to our seniors, let's talk a little Bulldog breakdown. Let's go in reverse, Coach. Let's talk about Charleston. I think Chad's going to lead us in the Trojan discussion.
Well, let's just see here, Coach. 49-0. Opened up a can of whoop tail on them. Little soft in the first and the second quarter, then you just opened it wide open in the third quarter. I was talking to one of your coaches this week, and they made the comment, something to the effect of, Charleston just made no adjustments, and you guys just capitalized on it. Talk a little bit about that game and what it meant for the team, the seniors, and kind of coming into this week.
Yeah, I would say as a whole, I was incredibly proud of the way we played. Back to a couple weeks ago when we talked about the discipline penalty aspect of football games, we really harped on that these last couple weeks. And for us to come out of that game with only one penalty, I was incredibly proud of that. Again, right, we're trying to clean things up. We're trying to make sure that we don't beat ourselves. And so to have an entire football game with only one penalty on us, again, speaks volumes of the way our kids are adjusting and making those corrections and changes. So I was really proud of them for that. As far as the first half goes, we were kind of feeling them out. They did kind of start the game defensively a little bit different than we had thought they were going to. And so, doing some different things, we kind of saw how they were or weren't going to adjust. But we went into halftime, and I tell you guys this all the time, I got one of the best coaching staffs in America. I'd put that up against anybody else, and they went into halftime, made incredible adjustments. We came out, like you said, lit up the third quarter and ultimately the entire game, putting up 49 points. Had almost close to 400 yards total offense. Marco himself rushed for 272 yards. We did a lot of great things on the offensive side of the ball. If I can switch gears just for a second, I got to give a huge shout out to our defensive side of the ball from a standpoint of, I felt this was the best week that those kids had in preparing for a game plan. They knew that scouting report like the back of their hand. Again, we talk all the time about how, we're still growing up each and every day, each and every game, etc. I felt like last Friday at Charleston, our kids were calling out what the offensive play was going to be before it happened. And again, that's a credit to our coaching staff, that's a credit to our kids, and knowing the game plan, but then certainly going out and executing. I believe when the starters left left the field there at the beginning of the fourth quarter, they had negative total yards of offense. So I think they ended with 36, something like that. But still, what an incredible job by that side of the ball to hold the statistically best running back in the conference, to kind of hold him at bay and not let him have a good game and break any tackles or score any points or whatever. Just can't say enough great things about that side.
Well, one of your goals you told us early on was to hold teams under 200 yards. Obviously, you did that, right? Yep. I want to kind of just revisit the first 3 games. Penalties were a challenge. Talk about kind of how the progression of the season and the discipline has shown up, particularly in last week's game.
Yeah, it absolutely has. Again, that's a credit to the kids. Continuing to come back, continuing to get better, continuing to be coachable, right? Like we talked last week about how we have to make sure as a coaching staff we're stressing that of the discipline and not beating yourselves or putting yourselves behind the chains is what we like to talk about all the time. And again, it's a credit to our kids for recepting that, for continuing to grow and build and get older and experienced each and every day, each and every week. That's exactly what they did. And like I said, I just got done telling RZ off camera, we are playing really, really good football right now on both sides of the ball. And I couldn't be more proud of our kids. Kind of from where they've came from the beginning of the year to where they are now. It's been awesome to watch.
Well, Charleston's in the rearview mirror. Dan, we got another one this week. Tell me you've got some notes for this.
I got a few notes.
Okay,
yeah,
I'll leave it to you.
We're going to get Friday focused on senior night. Peoria Richwoods comes into town. This is a 3rd week in a row, Coach, that you're playing a 1-win program. I asked you last week, but I'm going to reframe it a little bit. How do you get the kids focused on not looking to the playoffs? Because, again, we've got to win senior night. There's all kinds of things going on. How do you get them focused on winning this week?
Well, they just got a forfeit victory 2 weeks ago, so technically I think they're up to 2 now. But that's beside the point. That this team in Peoria Richwoods is trying to find their identity. They're fairly young. They don't have many seniors. So kind of like we were at the beginning of the year, being as young as we are. That's kind of where they're at right now. You're going to see on Friday they rotate a lot of guys. They are trying to find 11 kids that are going to play hard for them and execute at all times at a high level. And I hope they don't figure it out this week, to be honest with you, because they showed flashes last week against Danville in a really close game that they were actually leading for the majority of the game and kind of let one slip away at home. They are trying to put things together. You can tell that their coaches are working hard and coaching their kids up. Like I said, rotating guys, finding 11 guys that are going to give it their all. They're incredibly athletic. So if we're not disciplined and know our assignment and where we're supposed to be, they are absolutely capable of breaking off some big explosive plays that we got to make sure that we don't let happen. But putting all of that aside, again, I really like the way our kids are playing football right now. And as much as Richwoods is trying to find out and they're going to come in and try to ruin our senior night and not lay down, at the end of the day, like I tell our kids each and every week, we have to continue to control us, continue to work on us, continue to get better at all the little things, penalties, turnovers, etc., and make sure that we are giving maximum effort at all times. And if we continue to do that, I hope you're going to see the same result that you've kind of seen these last couple weeks here because of how well we're playing on both sides of the ball. And it is senior night. We got some younger underclassmen, especially on the defensive side of the ball, who I know that those kids, they know they know what those seniors mean to our program, and they know that the best way that they can honor them is by giving their all, doing everything they can to make us victorious and be successful, to maybe even get those seniors some more playing time. The Chase Dockhams of the world. Let's have him have a senior night and throw him up on the throne a couple times and celebrate him, and let's get Rafe in, and let's get Keegan Pagel in, and our kids know that. Again, they know what's at stake. They know how important this week is to us and our program as a whole, and I know that they're going to do everything they can to honor them the best way they know how.
And talk about the week of practice leading up. You talked about pregame or pre-show with the weather changing. You got a 1-2 win program coming in. Has there been a letdown in practice?
Not a chance. It's actually gone the exact opposite. Sometimes with the weather change, you never know how your team's going to handle it, right? Like, are we going to be bundled up and freezing cold? Our kids embrace this weather change, and it's kind of like a switch was flipped, and they kind of realized or woke up and knew, like, hey, this is playoff weather, this is football weather, and it's go time, and our energy and enthusiasm and just effort overall as a whole was the best it's ever been, this entire season. And to have that in week 9, again, sometimes when you go through the grind, all teams have that kind of letdown, and I didn't know if we were going to have it, but like I told you, it was the exact opposite. We flipped the switch and flat got after it, and our energy, kids were dancing, they were excited, they were yelling, they were getting after it, going, competing, offense versus defense. It was an incredible week of practice. And again, what other way would you want to honor a senior in senior week by going as hard as you can and giving the best week of practice?
Coach, I want to put this ball on the left hash for a second, because you just reminded me of something that we chatted offline via text on Saturday about a different game, not germane to this conversation. And I'm being totally serious here, but you brought it up, how Peoria does a lot of subs, right? You got and you got some young players in there. Can you talk just for a second about in-game adjustments when you see that there's mismatches? Are you checking down, calling audibles right there? Because that's something you don't get to see during the game, or you don't know about during the game.
Right. No, again, credit to our coaching staff. Our game plan this week on both sides of the ball was tremendous for situations or scenarios like that might arise. Certainly, all of the formations that the Richwoods does offensively, I felt like our kids are incredibly prepared for what they might see. Again, you're going to see a 2-quarterback system, which we haven't seen all year. They both have kind of their strengths and weaknesses, and do different things when they're in. You're going to see different formations based on what quarterback is in. But again, we had a great week of practice. Our coaches prepared our kids well, even for all the potential changes that they might see on Friday.
Real quick, run through senior week. What's that look like? I know you do a lot of different things leading up to this game. Run through this week a little bit and how the week looks for the senior. I know you do a lot of different traditions.
Yeah, so something we started new this year, actually. We started it on Sunday. Usually we wait until Monday to start, but this year we started on Sunday. And on Sunday we now do the Blue Dot ceremony. Back in the past, I've done that in August, the beginning of August, kind of when we're going on our senior trip with the Colts game and whatnot. We decided to do it differently this year, have it be the beginning, the kind of the kickoff of the senior week. And I really loved kind of how it went, and more importantly, the attendance that we had was incredible. Loved to see all the fans and families and players come out and support these seniors, kind of getting enshrined into that Blue Dot Society. It was, again, what a great way to kick off senior week. And then Monday I kind of bring them in, and I have my special meeting with the seniors where we bring up some old pictures of them when they were in 7th and 8th grade, and then their freshman year, and then kind of now, and we talk about the changes and all that stuff. And again, I thank them as much as I possibly can for all that they've done for this program in the 4 years that they've been here. And so then we lead into Tuesday. Tuesday is what we call senior call-out days, where each senior gets to call out an underclassman and kind of do a board drill against them. So that's always fun for everybody. Cool to see who they call out, and then sometimes they don't always win, so that's pretty funny too. And then tonight is one of my favorite nights. We call it Senior Hit Day. It's not really a hit, but if you've ever seen the movie Rudy, that's kind of where the ideas came from. When Rudy's the last time on the practice field, he sprints through the tunnel and tackles the bag, and then you watch him walk off the field. And so the idea behind Senior Hit Day is, all the seniors line up, kind of spaced out a little bit, and then each player in our program goes through the line, and they get a chance to kind of maybe give them one last little nudge, or more importantly, what they do is, a fist pound or a high five or a hug. A lot of hugs tonight. Again, it's just an awesome thing to let those seniors know just how much we care about them and how much they mean to our program and what they've done for 4 years. Thursday is one of my favorite days too. We call it Senior Spot Day, where we let them take us to a spot on the game field, and they tell us a story about that spot, why it's sentimental to them, why they're going to remember that spot forever. I've had first ever touchdown scores all the way to when I got injured, or one of my favorites is when kids take us to the sideline and they say, I've spent my 4-year career standing on this sideline on the Friday nights cheering on my brothers that I absolutely love to a victory. And it does. It gets pretty emotional at times, depending on the stories that are told, and it really is just a really cool, sentimental day for those kids to tell us about their favorite spot and why it's going to be so memorable to them. And then comes Friday, we let them talk to the team before the game, kind of one last little, hey, be thinking about me when you're out there playing, so to speak. And Friday night after the game is personally my favorite, where I get the chance to do one last walk with them and walk the field. And I tell them, it's kind of weird, it's kind of different, when we're still playing, right? Because, we hope this is not the last time that we're on that field. But you never know, and I tell the kids all the time, maybe it's an injury, maybe something happens, maybe we don't make the playoffs for whatever reason. You never know when this might be your last opportunity on the field, so we got to make the most of it. And so, like I said, I get that time to share with them and walk the field one last time with that class as a group. It's really special and something that I cherish a lot.
Coach, if this just kind of occurred to me.
You on the left hash again?
He's got a lot of
we're
things
going to move it
occur
to the right. We're going wide sweep left,
Okay.
move it to the right hash. In all seriousness, have you ever allowed the seniors, if you're up big in senior night, to call their own plays?
Well, we have 2 seniors here right now that probably would love to call their own plays. No, we haven't done that. We have we've called plays on their behalf, I guess I will say. In the past, we let Hayden Marksmiller create his own play his senior year, and we never knew when we were going to run it that year, but I think we ended up running it on senior night, actually. We've tried to get, I'll never forget the first play of the game. We threw a deep shot to Ryan Kohler on his senior night year, and Friday night, we're going to get all 19 of our seniors out there, and they're going to go in for the first play on both offense and defense. And I'm even going to let Jackson Davis, our kicker, go out and line up at wide receiver. So I thought that'd be pretty fun and special for him. So, again, I wouldn't say we let them call their own play, but we do try to do something special for them and again, just honor them in any way that we can.
Love that. Hey, we need to take a break. We've been talking too long. We'll be right back, though, with a legend here on the Coach's Couch on Chalk Talk. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Coach's Couch is proudly brought to you by our 2025 sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, Fisher National Bank. Segment sponsors, Jodi O'Malley with J Collective Homes. This week in Bulldog Athletics and the Bulldog Gridiron Club. A big thank you to our couch sponsors, Alex and Amy Giorgio, Lee and Peyton Zaruzin, and a special shout out to our 2025 Sticker Club. Thanks for repping the couch. These businesses, supporters, and fans make it possible for us to bring you Bulldog football all season long. Thank you for supporting the couch. And go Bulldogs!
Better banking is about more than just money. It's about people. Fisher National Bank is locally owned community bank serving all of Mahomet Seymour. We're your friends and neighbors who take a vested interest in the Mahomet area. Last year alone, Fisher National volunteered over 750 hours of community service. Fisher National Bank is in your corner by investing in the people we serve. Learn more about us at fishernational.com or come see us in Mahomet on Oak Street. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Support Bulldog Nation by sponsoring Coach's Couch. Become a segment sponsor today and get your business featured in a 15-second ad during the show. Plus, enjoy a shout-out during your sponsored segment. Contact us at the information on your screen to secure your spot today.
Greetings, Bulldog Nation. The Bulldog Gridiron Club is a non-profit organization made up of parents and community members whose goal is to enhance the reputation and tradition of Mahomet Seymour Bulldog football and cheerleading through financial support and community outreach. To learn more about what we've done, what we have planned, and how you can help support our student athletes, visit our website for more information. Go Bulldogs!
Hey Bulldog Nation, the Couch Sticker Club is here. For just $5, you can rep the couch and help us keep the show rolling. DM us or swing by Yoyo's during a show to get yours. Join the club, rep the couch.
This week in Bulldog Athletics is the leader in Mahomet Seymour Junior High and High School athletics. Not only providing you with daily game recaps of all sports, but also providing captivating photography, graphics, and videography to showcase our Bulldog athletes. Give Twiba a follow on our socials, and remember, it's always a great day to be a Bulldog.
Hey, welcome back to the Coach's Couch presented by Fisher National Bank. We have on our next segment, we call Chalk Talk, presented by Jodi O'Malley with J Collective Homes. We have the one, the only, the myth, the man, the myth,
The legend.
Jim Risley, everyone. Big Jim's here. We've got a lot of questions for you.
Hope I got some answers.
You've got all the answers, I'm sure. Mr. Mahomet himself. Chad, do you want to get things started?
First of all, you got to eat that mic. We weren't kidding.
All right.
Okay.
Here it is. I'm hungry, as everybody knows. So I
just want to say something before we start. I don't know if I have ever had as many notes on somebody as I do Big Riz.
And that's
I'm
only
not
the-
even
that's
kidding.
only a
I
piece
never
of
have
it.
this much.
you ought to see my wife's work list. It's bigger than that. So,
Ladies and gentlemen, Big Riz. Okay. The first observation I'll just make is when you shook my hand, it felt like I was holding a horse hawk. I mean, that thing is just massive.
you go to McDonald's enough and eat them Big Macs.
Man, I'll tell
you'll
you
get that.
something.
I do. So, yeah, it works.
Dadgum neck rub. Anyways. All right, Coach, you share some interesting things from you're from St. Joe, but
Yep.
you've been here since 1980.
Yes.
And I think one of the things that I don't know that the average person knows, like you keep a lot of stats and stuff, that started in 1980.
Yep. Started in 1980 with Frank Dutton. I would actually we started off with a legendary coach named Marty Williams, scouting, and that kind of morphed into doing statistics. And statistics back then were exciting in the fact that they were going to be in the newspaper on the Thursday of the next week, and every kid knew from every school who was leading the area in tackles, passing yards, receiving yards, rushing yards, interceptions, and that was going on when I was in school, and it kept going on all the way through up until I think when the News-Gazette changed ownerships and technology changed. Coaches wanted to get more and more information down in distance, stuff like that. So it changed. And we do keep tackles and stuff like that, but also the down and distance time of scoring. And it's probably a lot more informative information to a coach as far as, hey, what do I need to do right now, maybe at halftime to change? Coach Adkins would know more about how he uses it than that. But one of the other things that used to use it for was they allowed the statisticians to give out like a big hit, and there were other things. And man, when you'd see a big hit out there, you would light up, and the kids would all, just go crazy because they knew that was going to be a sticker on their helmet. And nowadays they do little things like have kids sitting in the chair, dunking the basketball, I mean, it's a memory out there that they'll never forget, and that's a credit to the coaches.
Just for the record,
Yeah.
Did you play at St. Joe?
Yeah, I played football at St. Joe for 4 years. I was on there. We weren't good. We didn't have a lot of wins, but there wasn't a single game we didn't know that we hadn't given our all. I'll give them
that's
them.
awesome.
And I do understand a little bit about the winning and loss thing, and giving everything you got.
I have one more question. I'm going to hand it
Sure.
to Dan because I could go on literally for about 45 minutes. There's
So
a
can
lot.
I.
There's a lot here.
We have time.
I didn't know this until the kind of the pre-workshop to tonight.
Okay.
But you have something along the lines of a team building exercise, obstacle course, or something to
Yes.
that effect. Could you speak about that and how many teams come?
Yes, that's-
What's involved in
Very
it?
passionate about that. Years ago, probably about 15 years ago, my sons and I went out and developed an obstacle course for pole vaulters to train on. Make a long story short, had a friend come over to teach his daughter how to pole vault. His name was Cully Welder from Monticello. And he looked at that course and he said, hey, could we bring our team over here and do a team building activity? Now, this was 12 years ago, and they did it, brought 66 kids. I had no idea there were going to be that many. And since then, we've probably had 20 different football teams come out there. We've had military, U of I girls gymnastics team was there, cross country. Let's just put it this way. It was a build it and they'll come scenario, and they have, and literally thousands of people have gone through it. Awesome.
If Dan and I were to go to there, who do you think would win?
You both would lose. So
That's the wrong answer,
that's
Riz.
but it's a truthful answer. So
it's
I gave
true.
you what I could do.
It's
I've
true.
never been able to do the course.
So, in all seriousness,
Yes.
could you just speak a little bit about like what is involved in it and what do they go through in that course?
What is involved in that is the coaches bring them there, and it's developed himself into a very positive event in that the fact we never ever focus on anything negative. If you see a little thing that a kid's did, like as Coach can testify to, there's parts of it that need to be reset, and we look for a kid that'll step out of nowhere and do it, and we go boom, right there, we stop, and everybody sees that. Every kid goes through the course, and a lot of times they need an angel, which means they get a kid that helps them a little bit get through it. But if we tell them, you only give them what they need. Never let another kid take more from you than what they need. And it works both ways. And that is just an example. Like, I'll give you one more real quick, because I know we only got so much time.
you're fine.
As soon as they get off the bus, you say, hit a knee. And nowadays, you will see every kid, boom, hit a knee. 10 years ago, that wasn't necessarily the case. And what are we looking for? Two things. Number one, everybody's eye is level. I mean, you take Clark and you put him out there against the smallest kid in the team, and they're tall, and you're looking up and down at kids. Well, here their eyes are level, and that's symbolic of teamwork. You're together. Secondly, you're looking for the kid that wants to sit down a little bit too slow, and we all know what they are. They're a little bit of a prima donna. And when the teams do it, and they are all sitting down at the same time, we sit there and say, hey, this is what you want to do. You don't want that kid. He's a cancer. He may be the best kid on your team, but he will ultimately hurt you overall performance because of that.
And are you giving like evaluations to teams that come through to the leaders, coaching staff or something, or like this is what we saw, or you kind of leave it up to
You know,
them?
they see it themselves. And I know, like Coach, he likes to bring them out there, and you get to see who's got what kind of heart and grit. What's his name? Figueroa? Not Figueroa. Yeah, the guy from Parkland, basketball coach. He'd bring them out there every year and said, this is the most important preseason activity that we can have. I can get to see where my kid's heart is, where my team is. It's individual, but as you know, it's not really. At the very end, we have a kid go through total silence. Nobody says a word. And he has to go through that thing knowing that, hey, I'm doing this for my teammates, like you do at home. Because I think it's a kid that does something a little bit more that all of a sudden becomes a leader, not just on the field or something, but afterwards in life. And we're trying to develop that out there too.
That's awesome.
It's a great experience.
That's amazing. Riz, talk about, you're deeply rooted in Mahomet. Anybody knows you knows that. Talk about, though, where it started for Mahomet, your ties. You got a little coaching history. This guy's a member of the Mahomet Hall of Fame, by the way. But talk about where it all started with Mahomet and kind of bring us from there.
I loved Mahomet. We'd drive through Mahomet when they were developed in '72 to go to Springfield. I loved the town. I loved the look of it when I was driving through. And when I student taught, I wanted to coach where the best were. And I wanted to go where I felt like I was going to get the best out of my student teaching experience, and that was Frank Dutton and Bob Hanlon. So it worked out, little things I had to really push to get here. And when I got here, I did as much as I possibly could to try to fit in. I mean, learn their culture, learn if where I'd go, I could take something that they brought Mahomet. Well, it turned out that, they said, listen, we need a volleyball coach. And I said, I've never seen that game. And they said, well, do you want it or not? I said, you bet. So I always thought I'd be a football coach. Was a volleyball coach for 4 years. Great support. I owe this town for really making me anything that I was. And I'll never be able to repay them. But they supported me the whole way. They knew I was young. And from then on, I was able to coach with Marty Williams in wrestling. Legendary wrestling coach, legendary program. I was blessed. I was able to coach girls track, and that to me was a blessing because I'd never coached girls, never came from girls in my family, and Mahomet gave me a chance. So from 1980 to 97, I coached girls track and boys pole vaulting, and we had some great memories, great times. This is a great place to live, raise your kids, and get involved in extracurricular activities. It's the blood. Education's a heart.
And Park and Rec, and get in that
absolutely.
rec.
Park and Rec, you guys are doing a great job.
So what's it like seeing your sons kind of starting up kind of where you did in a lot of ways, with especially with Garrett?
Yeah.
You know,
they're homies.
They're homies.
And,
so what's it like from that perspective?
It's a good question.
Being grandpa.
Very reflective. I mean, my kids were born here. And when they were born, you had just hoped that they would grow up to be a solid citizen. You know, I think every parent wonders, am I going to do the things right? Because there's, to me, not a real book, you know, on how to be a parent. Just kind of love them and be there for them, and they've got to make some decisions. Well, they have over the years. They've had great teachers. They've had great mentors. They've had great coaches. And I think that has been incredible to be able to watch them, because I think a lot of parents have a lot of dreams for their kids when it starts. I was no different. And a lot of those dreams were in athletics. Sure. And maybe they could be good. So you gave them every opportunity they could be the best they could be. And Mahomet was allowing that to happen. There comes that realization, though, that no, they're not going to go on. They're good. And my kids were just good enough to play 3 sports and be active in those sports. But what they really loved was their coaching type of thing. And even though neither one of them are coaching anymore, the things they learned as an athlete, as a student here, and as a coach and teacher, they're carrying with them now. I couldn't have gone to a better place. I was blessed. I plan on dying here.
Amen, brother. Okay, one last question from me, because I know we could go on for days. As Coach says a lot, he always says, we can go on for days.
Yeah, he does usually.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
I can go on for days. And but I want to ask you about weight training. Is a big part of your involvement. You do one-on-ones. You help Kylie along the way, my own daughter, but you help countless athletes be the best they can be from a weight training perspective. You even got a weight room named after you. Talk about that aspect of your involvement.
Well, I was in the weightlifting team at the U of I as a walk-on club. I've always was tinkered in it. And that helped me a lot. And I came here, and that was when they had the care center, and they had bought all the Nautilus equipment. Well, I tried it, I liked it, but I didn't necessarily buy into the Nautilus system. So we bought free weights, and I've always been a free weight kind of guy. And so back in 1980, like we were talking about, we brought some in, took out a loan, and just did it in the basement of my house in St. Joe with a couple of Mahomet kids who traveled there. Well, you talk about an A to Z trip. We had a reunion of students that used to live with me, and we'd carry the weights all over town and lift in the summer and up till wrestling. Then we'd store them. And we bought them from camp money that I'd have. Every year we get more and more. And he said, this is unbelievable. I can't believe where we started, how we lift, and how this has, once again, grown into the weight room it is today. We had a ex-weightlifting coach at the fitness thing that we had for the wellness for the kids. Yeah. He said this might be the best small school weightlifting room he's seen in Illinois. And it's a tribute to people like Steve Hillard that has donated money to make it what it is. Today, Paul Sani is donating money to make it what it is, and they say to me, Riz, put what in you think it needs to be in there. And we've tried to develop a very diversified program with enough of the same thing that he can bring 60 guys in and all do the same thing at once. And John, you have done yeoman's work in there. He spends time in there. It's the real deal when he's got them working, because they're getting better in that weight room. And we call it the opportunity room. It's an opportunity to polish the pearl, which you are. Otherwise, there's no real reason why you should be better than anybody. Unless you got this, you work hard, you show up every time. They do that. And they'll carry that with them wherever they go.
That weight room measures up against a lot of college weight rooms. I've seen a lot on different things, and it's a fantastic asset.
Yeah.
Coach, I know you're dying to chime in here. Talk about the impact that Riz has had on you personally.
Yeah, I got to share a quick story, okay? I can share many, but one that's probably always going to live with me for the rest of my life. When I interviewed for this job, okay, this was a dream job of mine. You guys know this. I've wanted this job since I was a junior in high school. Palms are sweaty. You know, I'm trying to give the best interview I could possibly give, and as nervous as I am, the interview finally gets over, and Riz was one of the people on my interview committee. And I get up, and I'm grabbing my stuff, and I'm starting to leave, and he looks at me, and hey, Coach, yeah, I turn around, he's like, do you like to play golf? And I was like, I'm not very good at golf. I said, but I like to play, and he said, great answer, and I walked out the door. And it was just, that's kind of what started the whole thing, like that's how he makes you feel. You know what I mean? Like I felt relaxed at that time. Like what an ice-breaking question. Like, hey, you don't have to be nervous. Believe in yourself. Get the job done. And since I've taken this job, he's been probably one of the most, if not the most, supportive people for me and the program and the vision and the direction. He's mentioned about the weight room, the incredible things that he's done. He'll ask me, hey, what do you think about this? Or how about this? Or I like this. What do you and just stuff like that. Like I said, he's always been there for me, by my side. Anytime I have a question or hey, Riz, you know, when I first got here, hey, I don't really know how this works. What do you think? And he was the first one to give me his thoughts and inputs. And anytime you can have the support from Mr. Mahomet, from the legend himself, again, it makes your job easy, and it makes you kind of take a breath and relax for a minute. And that's why I go back to that comment about, do you like to play golf? It's kind of like, relax. You're fine, do your job, we'll support you, get it done, and that's exactly what he's done my entire time here. And can't thank him enough for all the stats that he does for us, but then again, more importantly, for me being a young coach, an outsider, not from here, coming here, the support that he's given me has just been incredible, and I really appreciate it.
Well, hold on just a second. Why don't we get the stats up in the booth on Friday night? That's what I want to know.
Well, you're not watching.
No, we're calling the dadgum game.
You come down, you give me a mic me up, and we'll tell you who we got on there.
Not the answer I was looking for, but thanks, Big Riz.
So. I'm not sure I could give you the one you were looking for, but I'll try. I'll think about it. Hey, can I say one thing? When he interviewed, they had great candidates, 5 or 6 of them. He was the man from the very beginning, prepared. I've still got his notes all these years later in a folder, because there's a lot of things in there that I thought maybe someday he'd want to see, but at the same time, I like to go back and look at them because his answers were the type that you would want from a guy that's going to coach your kids in football. So he was the man.
That's awesome. But before we go to break, Dan, and I'll take us into break if you don't mind, I just want to make an observation. You know, we talk to players a lot, right? We talk to the coaching staff a lot. But the one thing that kind of stands out to me, there's a sea of people behind this program that really believe in it, that pour their heart and soul into it. Most of them aren't getting paid to do it, but they love it, they believe in it. This is a testimony right here, so Big Riz, thanks for joining us
thanks
tonight.
for having me. This is a great venue you guys have here.
Absolutely. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll come right back with you.
Go Dogs.
Love it.
Coach's Couch is made possible by supporters like you. Don't have a business but still want to help? Become a couch sponsor and help us bring weekly coverage of Bulldog football all season long. Contact us at the information on your screen to join the team today.
Looking for high-quality pro audio? Movo is your solution. The WMX2 Duo is perfect for interviews, podcasts, or presentations with its wireless, hassle-free audio. Upgrade your audio with Movo today. Shop the WMX2 Duo at movo.com. Movo. Creators wanted.
Coach's Couch is proudly brought to you by our 2025 sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, Fisher National Bank. Segment sponsors, Jodi O'Malley with J Collective Homes. This week in Bulldog Athletics and the Bulldog Gridiron Club. A big thank you to our couch sponsors, Alex and Amy Giorgio, Lee and Peyton Zaruzin, and a special shout out to our 2025 Sticker Club. Thanks for repping the couch. These businesses, supporters, and fans make it possible for us to bring you Bulldog football all season long. Thank you for supporting the couch. And go Bulldogs!
Better banking is about more than just money. It's about people. Fisher National Bank is locally owned community bank serving all of Mahomet Seymour. We're your friends and neighbors who take a vested interest in the Mahomet area. Last year alone, Fisher National volunteered over 750 hours of community service. Fisher National Bank is in your corner by investing in the people we serve. Learn more about us at fishernational.com or come see us in Mahomet on Oak Street. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Support Bulldog Nation by sponsoring Coach's Couch. Become a segment sponsor today and get your business featured in a 15-second ad during the show. Plus, enjoy a shout-out during your sponsored segment. Contact us at the information on your screen to secure your spot today.
Greetings, Bulldog Nation. The Bulldog Gridiron Club is a non-profit organization made up of parents and community members whose goal is to enhance the reputation and tradition of Mahomet Seymour Bulldog football and cheerleading through financial support and community outreach. To learn more about what we've done, what we have planned, and how you can help support our student athletes, visit our website for more information. Go Bulldogs!
Okay, RZ, appreciate you back there. Ryan Ziegler is the producer of the Coach's Couch presented by Fisher National Bank. And Ryan, put your aerial view back on so you can see the back of your head. That's the back of his head. Turn around, wave to the camera. This show simply does not do anything without Ryan. He does it all. He has the equipment. He gets the script for us. It just doesn't happen with Ryan. It's his show. Please support the couch. We're going to continue this thing next year, and we'll have one next week here at Yoyo's, 7:30. We're looking for more sponsors. Go check out the Coach's Couch on Instagram, on Facebook. Get a hold of Ryan, DM him, and he'll tell you how to be a part of this show. This next segment is it's always my favorite, but it's hard to follow up Big Riz, the legend. But we've got two legends. We call this Inside the Huddle. It's presented by This Week in Bulldog Athletics. Twibba. Two of the guys that have been on Twibba quite frequently, they're seniors, and I think we saved, I don't know if they're the best, but we saved my favorite seniors for last.
Damn, these two boys, they're nervous as a
Wade
long-tailed
Manuel.
cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Look at them. They're all blushing and everything.
Before we got on live, what are the questions going to be? They want to know the questions, like we ever give them questions beforehand.
No, you're in the hot seat, fellas.
So we got Wade Manuel, we got Ryan Pruitt, we've got QB1, WR1 in the house, two seniors on senior night. Let's start with Mr. Wade here, because I know you've got some good stuff for Mr. Pruitt. Wade, first of all, tell the folks at home, what's your position, your role on the team?
I'm a wide receiver, and I'm diesel quarterback for the team.
He is a diesel quarterback. I forgot that.
A better
diesel
quarterback than Ryan.
Yeah.
Wade, what's your favorite part about Friday night?
Scoring touchdowns is definitely my favorite part of like a football game. but also just being with your brothers out on the field, getting to like show off the work that you've put in behind the scenes. That's definitely awesome too.
And Wade, you've been, since junior football you've played, even in rec days, you've played alongside this guy. What's that connection been like over the years?
Yeah, we've been playing together since 3rd grade, so we definitely connected for sure. Been going to the field together in the off season, so yeah.
Go ahead. I have more for Wade, but I'm going to let you take a turn on Ryan.
Ryan, how long have you been running back? Huh? What? Oh, it's Ryan Pruitt. I'm sorry. All right. All kidding aside.
He can scramble.
I've noticed something, and I asked this earlier in the season, and the coach did not satisfy my question. So I'm going to ask you directly. Early in the season, when you would do a rollout, right, play action rollout, and I'm not being funny, I'm being entirely genuine, you would take really, really wide rollouts. Yeah. And about game 3 or 4, you really tightened it up, and it gave you, like, quick decisions. You went from, like, 4 or 5 seconds to get to your receiver to, like, a second and a half, 2 seconds. Was that intentional? Was it something that you guys were working on?
Yeah, that's a big credit to Coach Pogue. We saw in games how slow I was getting around. It was giving the defense more time to get to me. So we saw that. It made the adjustment, worked a lot of drills getting downhill, and eventually a lot of getting downhill actually resulted in better throws, more accurate at least.
I told you I was noticing that. Yeah, you did. Yeah, I did.
You did.
You can give me credit.
You called it out on Friday night.
Forget the coaching staff. I called it out.
I'm giving you credit, but
Okay.
I give Pogue more credit.
Another question I have for you. Has there been any sack this year where you're like, wow, that did not feel amazing?
There were definitely a couple hits in the Morris game. That was a rough one. Not on the O-line, of course. I wasn't getting the ball out quick enough. But probably the worst hit I've taken this year is the one against Taylorville. I think it was the second offensive play, the second half. I think I was rolling left to Jackson Golden. Had enough time to get it off, but the linebacker came up. He got a good lick on me. That one hurt the most.
You know, there's a lot of kids playing youth football, flag football. You don't know this, and I'm not being facetious here, but they come out to the games, they look up to you guys. As a quarterback, as a kid who's a quarterback that looked up to you, what is your best piece of advice for someone who wants to be quarterback and wants to learn the position?
I'd say play with passion, but don't be too hard on yourself. Because as a young quarterback, even I'm a senior in week 9, you're still getting better, you're still learning. Like, I probably learned more over one summer than I did in 3 years of JV. So you're always getting better, you can't be too hard on yourself, you're going to make mistakes.
And where does the power coming from when you throw the ball?
Did you say power?
This is an easy question, Pruitt. Power.
Hips.
Oh, he's a good boy. Okay, he's a good one.
All right, before I ask more, can you please zoom in on Pruitt's socks? Because I feel like he's got something special that he wore just for the viewers at home. Look at those things. Those are pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did nice. Nice job, Ryan.
Did you wear those to prom?
I did not, no.
No? Promp's, you can wear them to prom because it hasn't happened, Chad.
Isn't it?
No, homecoming.
Homecoming. There you go.
Well, when you've been out of school for 34
Well,
years,
you were
what do
probably
know,
in
right?
Miami.
Can I
Ryan.
just ask one more question?
Oh, well, we have plenty of time.
Well, good, then I'm going to ask the question.
Please.
Talk a little bit about the O-line and what they mean to you for your timing to make decisions and good throws.
So at the beginning of the year, we've known it all year, but the O-line is our backbone this year. We've got 3 guys who are returning starters, actually 3 years. You guys may notice we're running the ball a lot more this year. That's because of them. We trust in them a lot. We know what they're capable of. So just kind of having that security of who's in front of me, who I can trust, who I know is going to kind of go to war for me.
And then last question for you, Pruitt.
I thought that-
No, hey, settle down, Francis.
Wow.
Okay, last question for you because I'm actually
I like
interested
this
to know
negative
this.
energy.
What's your favorite pass so far this year?
Probably the one to Wade over here. It was in the Mount Zion game. The play kind of blew up, but it doesn't look like that on film. I had to step up in the pocket. I saw number 8 down there. I just kind of threw it as far as I could and hope he caught it, and he came down with it. So.
Yeah, I took it easy on you. Let's go over to Wade here.
Yeah, all right, Wade, we're back. Listen, you guys seem pretty calm and composed, even though you're nervous before this started. Do you get nervous on Friday, and how do you calm yourself if you do, or if you don't, how do you hype yourself up for the game? What kind of things do you do?
Yeah, I used to get my junior year. I used to get really nervous, to be honest. It was kind of hard for me to calm those nerves, but definitely this year I don't feel like I've gotten nervous because the off-season work that I do, I just know to trust it and just go out and play with joy.
Do you listen to any kind of music pregame? Like, what's your jam?
Yeah, usually I'll put on some like Deftones or Alice in Chains is what I go to.
Man, we've heard a lot of that hard rock stuff from these boys. Man, okay, so do you have any superstitions? Pruitt's got socks apparently. What, you got any?
No, I don't believe in any superstitions. Coach Adkins definitely does.
Well, we know we knew that was coming. And be thinking about ways you can roast your coach when we get done talking to you guys here. By the way, if you have questions at home, please put them on the chat right now because we're going to bring back everybody after this break shortly here, and we're going to ask Coach questions, these guys questions, Big Riz questions, whoever, Chad questions. But I'm not done with these guys yet. Got a question for Ryan over there. Ryan, obviously you work during the day for a really great organization. What kind of skill building do you learn from those activities, especially today, for example?
Well, if you don't know, this is my boss over here. I work for Parks and Rec.
Oh, time out. Okie dokie. I'm sorry. Proceed.
I've worked there since probably, I think it was late May. I've learned a lot of skills over the summer and now fall. I do a lot of the rec fields, whether it's baseball or football. Today, we do a lot of weird stuff at the rec department.
We got his upper body in today.
Today, we removed posts from the Barber Park walkway. So did a lot of shoveling, did a lot of.
You got to dig a hole with the grabbers. It's good for his upper body. I'm just trying to help the program.
Should we wait till the season's over?
No, we got to keep his arms in shape.
No, let's keep him lining fields.
All right, boys, I always like to ask what's next after football, after school. Do you have plans? And if you don't know, that's a perfectly great answer as well. We'll start with Wade. Start with Pruitt.
All right. I got 2 options. I'm currently undecided. The first one is I go to Parkland Pathways and I do carpentry. I've always kind of wanted to do the trade route and labor. Then the other one is following in my aunt's footsteps, and Jen, I think she's watching, following her footsteps and going to the military, preferably the Navy.
I got 2 options too, kind of. My first option is definitely go and try to play college football, and my other would go to the trades and try to work for my dad someday.
Both great options, and I'll trump you guys. You have way more options than those 2, but those are great options. The sky's the limit for these guys. Chad, you got anything to add?
I was just wondering, Wade, are you more nervous on this couch than you are on Friday nights?
For sure, yeah. I know my whole family's watching right now, so pretty nervous, yeah.
This is my favorite time. It doesn't matter who the gentleman is sitting behind you. This is our show.
They're seniors. What's it matter? Nothing to lose here.
You're not going to lose your position Friday. Take it to the bank. This is your opportunity to tell us a story about Coach or roast him in any way. Pruitt, we'll start with you.
All right. I just got a question for Coach. I have been. So when I was a freshman, I got pulled up to the scout team during playoffs, and I was inexperienced, wasn't smart. You know the deal. And you just kind of let me have it. That was before the Coach Atkins we now know and love. When did you get soft is my question.
Wow. So here's the deal, Rhino. I don't know if soft is the right word, but I have, over probably the last 3 to 4 years, really taken a focus to my own personal health. And honestly, I have to do that, right? Like, I have a goal now. It's still to win a state title. Don't get me wrong. We're going to make that happen before I'm gone. But it's also that I want to see my daughter graduate, and I want to be able to walk her down the aisle someday. And I knew that if I was going on the same path that I was on at that time, I probably wasn't going to be around very much longer. So I had to chill out a little bit. I had to mellow out. That doesn't mean that I still don't get after players when they deserve it. I just do it a little bit differently now. But you know this, and this is one of the things that I was going to say too. I have been harder on this kid probably than I have any other quarterback that's maybe came through and played for us. But it's for a reason. I got the privilege to coach both of these kids when they were in 7th grade playing basketball for me. And he is one of my most coachable kids that I've ever been fortunate enough to coach, and I knew he could handle it. I knew that he actually liked hard coaching, whether he says he does or not. It really does. He embraces it, and I know that it was going to push him. I truly had all the utmost confidence in him coming into this year. What he didn't tell you, what these guys didn't tell you, was the hard work and effort that these two put in when no one was watching. And they don't need the Twitter post or the pictures or hey, everybody look at me. The work that they did when no one was looking, whether it was in the weight room or more importantly out on the field, this entire off season, I could go back to the spring when they were out there and it was windy and they were just throwing routes, running routes. These guys have absolutely earned the success that they are getting this year. And I might have been hard on him when he was a freshman, but I truly believe that he's benefiting from it now greatly. Both of these guys are. Again, I talked a little bit about Ryan. I'll talk about Wade now. There's a reason why Wade is our utility player, right? He's our do-it-all. He catches the ball, we hand him the ball, and we put him under center. What you haven't seen is him throw it yet, and maybe we got that in store coming up. But again, that's the confidence that we have in Wade, and I just couldn't be prouder of these two, again, for the effort and work that they've put in, but most importantly, the leadership that these two have displayed. They're 2 of our 4 captains for a reason. They are a part of our leadership team for a reason. If I want anyone leading our team, it is certainly these two, and I just thank them for the great year that we've had so far, and hopefully we're going to continue because of their leadership and everything that they've done for this program. So, well, great question. I know that was a little long-winded there, buddy.
Yeah, but you're not getting off the hook. Shoot it up the router.
I don't really have any questions or roasts for Coach, but I just want to say I like the new Coach Adkins a lot better. So I'm not sure why we're complaining about it, Ryan. I like
no
it,
complaints.
Man, so.
No complaints.
Ryan's complaining because he wants the freshman quarterback to. Yeah.
He's trying to get it.
I don't have a mic. You're going to have to bring us to break.
All right, take us out.
I can take you to break. Boys, we can't wait for Friday night. We hope it's not the last one at home, but play like it is. We expect great things, as always, from you guys. We can't wait to watch it. We're rooting for you. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back after the break with Sidelines presented by Bulldog Gridiron Club. We'll be right back.
We took it easy on
The Couch Sticker Club is here. For just $5, you can rep the couch and help us keep the show rolling. DM us or swing by Yoyo's during a show to get yours. Join the club, rep the couch.
This week in Bulldog Athletics is the leader in Mahomet Seymour Junior High and High School athletics. Not only providing you with daily game recaps of all sports, but also providing captivating photography, graphics, and videography to showcase our Bulldog athletes. Give Twiba a follow on our socials, and remember, it's always a great day to be a Bulldog.
Coach's Couch is made possible by supporters like you. Don't have a business but still want to help? Become a couch sponsor and help us bring weekly coverage of Bulldog football all season long. Contact us at the information on your screen to join the team today.
Looking for high-quality pro audio? Movo is your solution. The WMX2 Duo is perfect for interviews, podcasts, or presentations with its wireless, hassle-free audio. Upgrade your audio with Movo today. Shop the WMX2 Duo at movo.com. Movo. Creators wanted.
Coach's Couch is proudly brought to you by our 2025 sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, Fisher National Bank. Segment sponsors, Jodi O'Malley with J Collective Homes. This week in Bulldog Athletics and the Bulldog Gridiron Club. A big thank you to our couch sponsors, Alex and Amy Giorgio, Lee and Peyton Zaruzin, and a special shout out to our 2025 Sticker Club. Thanks for repping the couch. These businesses, supporters, and fans make it possible for us to bring you Bulldog football all season long. Thank you for supporting the couch. And go Bulldogs!
Better banking is about more than just money. It's about people. Fisher National Bank is locally owned community bank serving all of Mahomet Seymour. We're your friends and neighbors who take a vested interest in the Mahomet area. Last year alone, Fisher National volunteered over 750 hours of community service. Fisher National Bank is in your corner by investing in the people we serve. Learn more about us at fishernational.com or come see us in Mahomet on Oak Street. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Support Bulldog Nation by sponsoring Coach's Couch. Become a segment sponsor today and get your business featured in a 15-second ad during the show. Plus, enjoy a shout-out during your sponsored segment. Contact us at the information on your screen to secure your spot today.
Yeah, we'll start with that. We'll start with that. Hey, we're back. Welcome back to Fisher National Bank. Coach's Couch. We got two couches. We got a great show tonight. We're going to give the mic to Riz for a second. Big Riz, you had something you wanted to lead this segment off.
You know, there's one thing that I would like to ask you, Coach, is occasionally you'll come out after a home game and we'll feed the coaching staff. Have you ever been able to have enough food that they go home full? Because I will buy pizzas and things like that, and we'll get 9-10 pizzas, and they're gone, and they're all eaten. Have you ever been able to fill them up?
Oh, that is one of the things that I failed to mention earlier is after home games, Riz will invite the coaching staff out so we can kind of decompress, talk about the game, talk about the stats, and then he always has food for us. And it is a spread when I say, and it's something new every week. Pizza's one, chili dogs one week. I could go on and on for days. And it is incredible food, and you never, ever leave that place hungry. I tell you that right now. It is amazing food.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
And one other question before you get into something else. Coach, what was it when you were at Charleston that you said in the interview made you want to come here as your dream team to ever be at?
Yeah, that's absolutely the one of the reasons. So my junior year, we had just gotten beaten in the third round of the playoffs on a last-second field goal. Never forget it. But I was a football junkie. That's all I did. That's all I was that kid who would go home and watch the news to see who won or look in the newspaper and check the stats. So since we weren't playing that week, I wanted to go watch a football game. So I drove 45 minutes north to a town I had never even heard of called Mahomet, Illinois. And I'll never forget, I pulled up to the field looking for a place to park, and I had to park on Crowley Road all the way down, like I'm talking almost to the bridge, and then walk all the way back around to enter the gate. And I got there in time because I love watching warm-ups, and that's, I think, what was the greatest thing for me in that day was the atmosphere. Whether it was watching the fans continue to pile into the stadium, watching the players come down behind the band off the ramp before they ran onto the field, and then certainly an excellent football game that I got to witness. It was special. That's the one thing that I kept, when I was driving home, I just kept saying to myself, like, man, that's a special place. I think that place can win a state championship. I did. I still do. And before I go, we're going to try to make it happen.
Amen, brother. Good.
Dan, I just want to make an observation before we get to these questions. So we're up doing the hard work in the booth on Friday night.
Painstaking.
We don't get stats.
No stats.
We don't get a post-game meal.
No meal at Riz's.
This is the last show we're doing. Let's get right to the question. Now, I will just say this. This has actually, in all sincerity, been my favorite show of the year.
Yeah, it's awesome.
This has been really fun. This one comes from Dylan Dickerson, if I'm reading that right. I assume Derrickson. It's from Dylan, whatever. I assume this is for Coach. What's the most heat you've given to a player, Coach, and why did they get it?
I don't know. I don't know if I can limit it to one. I've gotten
Well,
pretty.
that's the question, so you have to.
I've gotten pretty fired up over the years, and truthfully, right now, Dylan, I'm sorry, I cannot think of a. My coaching staff could probably tell you the best one that I've ever had, because I really, at this point, I'm a new Coach Atkins, and I can't think of any right now. So
There we go.
sorry, Dylan.
Well, that's a non-answer, so let's move on to another
Hey,
another question.
I will say this to that answer. Over the years, I've watched him, get into some kids' grills, but what he does, it does well. He puts the salve on afterwards and shows that he loves them. They know it's out of their love and passion that he has.
Yep, I've seen that myself, Coach Riz. This one comes in on the chat from George, Alex Giorgio. By the way, our couch sponsors,
Oh, speak of the devil.
Alex and Amy Giorgio, Peyton and Lisa Rusin. Shout out to you guys for being couch sponsors. And we thank the Bulldog Gridiron Club, too, for this segment. I don't know if I did that before. This is the Sidelines segment presented by Bulldog Gridiron Club. So thank you, Bulldog Gridiron Club. They do a lot of things for this program and the cheerleaders. Go check them out on the website. You guys lit up when you said cheerleaders.
Oh, I don't know what's happening here.
Anyway, question comes from Alex Giorgio, one of our couch sponsors. Ryan, this one's for Ryan. Ryan, is the Legion of Boom still alive inside of you?
Well, for context, this is my nickname in 3rd grade when I was a right guard. I was probably the smallest kid in the field, but Alex Giorgio thought I had heart, so.
So the answer is yes.
Okay, well, there's 2 non-answers tonight. This one is for both Ryan and Wade. From Jennifer Rayburn. Ryan and Wade, if you had one piece of advice to give the younger generation, what would it be? Do you remember a piece of advice that was given to you by any mentors or coaches that stuck with you?
I'll go first. I would just say enjoy it, because me and Wade both here, I'm not playing football after high school. He might be a different story, but I would just say enjoy it, because you only have so many Friday nights. I can only have one more guaranteed if you think about it, and that's Friday. So I would just say enjoy as much as you can.
Yeah, that was a good one. Mine would definitely be believe in yourself. It came to me last year because I was definitely struggling in the beginning of the year, and I started to believe in myself and what I've worked to do, and that quote helped me a lot.
Now that's from Ryan's aunt Jennifer, who also says, "I love you and I'm proud of you, Rhino."
Oh, Rhino.
So he's a good boy. He's well loved. Which, by the way, I thought you were going to bring your whole family up here. You forgot to text them.
Thought they were going to.
Okay. All right. Well, and Jennifer, you must not love them that much. She's going to be on the chat shortly. Okay, this one comes from Alex again, Coach George. This one's for Wade. Wade, who is the better fisherman, you or 2A?
For sure me. Yeah, all day.
Can you explain for the viewers at home what 2A is?
Yeah, 2A stands for my dad because his name is Aaron. And they think that, like, one meme where it's like Aaron is the funniest thing ever. So that's why they call him 2A.
Oh, here's one from a regular of ours, Philip Daniels. Ryan, Rhino, good boy. Who is your favorite Bash brother? Did we already ask that?
No, but he's always asking.
Well, I mean, he's got to answer it. It's a live show.
My favorite Bash brother. In honor of Phil being hurt, I'll just say him because I miss seeing him out there. So I'll say Phil.
Hey, okay, sorry, I was talking about our next question, which I really love. Also from Philip Daniels. This one's for Coach Atkins. Coach, Philip wants to know, why did you cut me and Noah from the 7th grade basketball team?
Well, boys, actually we just had cuts last night, unfortunately. 37 7th graders tried out, and we could only keep 15. So much like your guys' year, we can't keep them all, unfortunately. But I knew that you two had heart, and I knew that you probably would be better served on the mat, getting yourselves ready and prepared to play varsity football as sophomores. So technically I knew what I was doing, and I should say you're welcome.
All right, well, in honor of Philip Daniels, since he didn't ask it, I'm going to ask it to Ryan. Who is your least favorite O-lineman?
By the way, this is the guy that's blocking.
You know, I love them all. Yeah, I'm going to go with no comment.
Good
I'm
call.
kidding. It's Noah Daniels.
And with that, we're going to put a bow on this one. If you're around Friday, get out to Frank Dutton Field. We're going to honor these seniors before the game and come out, support them. They're going to have their last walk after the game. Come out, show out for these Bulldogs. It might be their last home game. Who knows? It might be their last game ever. Check the comments again, Chad. While he's checking the comments, I will say you can also tune in on Bulldog TV on Friday night at 7 p.m. And then we'll find out Saturday, right, Coach, about playoffs, whether we're in or out. We'll know our pairings. You want to expand on that?
Yeah, Saturday night at 8 o'clock is when the playoff pairing show starts. Typically 5A is announced around 8:30. So, yeah, we should know around that time on Saturday evening who will be playing in the first round of the playoffs.
Ryan, do you just want to ask the final question? Because I have no idea what you're talking about. We're going to let RZ has a new question.
All right, Ryan, this is from your sister, actually. She asked, why aren't you going to come to Murray State so that you can be with your favorite sister, and you know it'd be way more fun down there?
Well, I don't know if Murray State's in my future. I've been there. I like it. I don't love it. And I think I can have better plans for my future than Murray State. Sorry, Chloe.
Chloe, thanks for watching nonetheless. Hope you come back home soon. We'll see you soon. We'll see all of you soon, too. We're going to wrap this up. We'll see you out there Friday night. If not, we'll see you next week on the Coach's Couch.